Thank you guys for joining in. This is Newsbits. Today we're going to be taking a look at what they're focusing on teaching in American public education. We're going to read a quick article and look at a bill that New Jersey just passed and hopefully empower you to draw your own conclusions. If I ever sprinkle in my opinion, feel free to disagree with it in the comments. This is not for me to push my opinion on you, but hopefully give you a fairly objective and unbiased look at what's going on here in this world. And naturally, no one is perfectly unbiased, so I appreciate you guys helping keep me in check. All right, we're going to start with this article from NJ.com, a New Jersey local site. So it's titled, New Jersey Schools Must Teach About Unconscious Bias, Economic Inequality, New Law Says. So New Jersey schools must begin age-appropriate lessons about diversity and inclusion, known as D&I, as early as kindergarten under a new law signed on Monday by Governor Phil Murphy. The law, which several Republican lawmakers vocally opposed, calls to promote economic diversity, equity, inclusion, tolerance, and belonging in connection with gender and sexual orientation, race and ethnicity, disabilities, and religious tolerance. I do wonder if that includes all religions. It also asks schools to examine the impact that unconscious bias and economic disparities have both at an individual and a society as a whole level. The law takes into effect next school year. So they say at this point, students should already be learning to respect their individual and cultural differences as they build relationships. And now the next natural step is to promote diversity, tolerance, and respect for all, said the sponsors. I'm going to butcher the names, but it's important. This is Carol Murphy, Verlina Reynolds, and Anthony Vararelli. These are values that students will take with them long after they graduate. And to me, what's interesting is, the values and teachings that they want, our children to take long after they graduate. Why don't they teach, how to manage their money? Manage credit, budgeting, balance long-term savings versus instant gratification, how to be charitable, help thy neighbor, empower them with a path to ownership, maybe buy a house. Why don't they encourage our kids, to collaborate in a professional setting, how to work well with others, both listen and speak? Why don't they really focus on our kids thinking critically or drawing their own conclusions? Maybe how to recognize patterns, how to analyze data. Why don't they teach our kids how to eat healthy, grow their own food, how to protect themselves, even how to safely handle a firearm? These are things that I think we should be teaching our kids, because I think they're going to go a lot longer after they graduate than whatever they're trying to push in these bills. And that's just a little snippet of my opinion. Apologies for the tangent, guys, but let's keep reading. So this is the Republican opposition that's talking, and this is there's a certain level of naivety, innocence that our children enjoy, and we should really protect that. This Republican that spoke out said he supports this from people and children, in grades 9 through 12. But he says, if we as parents want to explain different identities or sexual preferences, then that's our prerogative and our choice. It's not a decision for the school system, and it's not a decision for the legislature. The state already requires to teach middle schools and high school students about political, economic, social contributions of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. And right now, students already in the 5th grade are supposed to learn that all individuals should feel welcomed and included regardless of their gender expression, or sexual orientation. And I think if you're just raising good kids, and that they should, be understanding of people coming from all different walks of life, you don't need to bake this into the curriculum and take away from true good learning opportunities that they should be pushing in school. So we're already at 3 minutes. We want to keep this to 5. Let's look at the bill. This is Assembly number 4454, coming out of the 219th legislature of the state of New Jersey. And we're just going to quickly scan it. I'll link this in the comments so you guys can look. But an act concerning diversity and inclusion, or D&I, instruction in school districts, and supplementing Chapter 35 of Title 18A of the New York Statutes. Beginning in 2021 and 2022 school year, each school district shall incorporate instruction on diversity and inclusion into an appropriate place in the curriculum of students in grades kindergarten through 12 as part of the district's implementation of the New Jersey Student Learning Standards. Highlight and promote diversity, including economic diversity, equity, inclusion, tolerance, and belonging, in connection with gender and sexual orientation, race and ethnicity, sorry for the lisp, disabilities, religious tolerances, etc., etc. At this point, I'm reading what the article just said, but I just want to show you guys some of the stuff that's going on. I want you to draw your own conclusions. Hopefully this generates some good conversation and makes us all better parents for the future generation. Thank you guys for joining, and have a great weekend.